Right now, there are people relocating with very limited money, not because it's easy, but because they made smarter choices about where to go. And that's the part most people don't understand. It's not always about how much you have, it's about where you go with what you have. Because if you choose the wrong country, even a large budget can disappear fast. But if you choose the right one, even a small budget can give you a real starting point. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 countries that are actually cheaper to relocate to right now, based on real cost of living, realistic entry options, and what people are actually doing. Not just what sounds good online, but I'll also be honest about the downsides, because no country is perfect. Let's start with Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the cheapest places you can live in Asia, but that doesn't mean it's simple to relocate. In cities like Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, a small apartment can cost anywhere between $200 to $400 a month, depending on location and quality. Food is very affordable, especially if you eat local, and transportation is cheap. But here's the reality. Most people don't just move to Vietnam randomly. Many enter through teaching English, remote work, or business-related visas. If you don't have any income source, it can become difficult quickly. So yes, it's cheap, but you still need a plan before going. Next is Turkey. Turkey is often overlooked, but it can be affordable if you stay outside major cities like Istanbul. Rent in smaller cities can range between $150 to $350 monthly, and daily expenses are manageable. But there's something important you need to understand. Turkey's economy has been unstable at times, and prices can change. Some people go there as a temporary option, a place to stabilize, not necessarily to settle permanently. Residency permits exist, but they are not guaranteed forever. So this is a country where you need to stay informed and flexible. Now let's talk about Mexico. Mexico is one of the more accessible countries, especially for people coming from the US or nearby regions. Rent varies depending on the city, but in places like Mérida or smaller towns, you can still find affordable housing. Food is relatively cheap, and there's a strong community of foreigners already living there. But here's the truth. Safety depends on where you are. Some areas are very safe, others are not, so research matters a lot. Mexico is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but for many people, it works because of its balance between cost and accessibility. Now here's one most people don't talk about. Georgia, the country, not the US state. Georgia has one of the simplest entry systems for many nationalities. You just need your passport, and you're good to go. In some cases, you can stay for up to 1 year without needing a visa. That alone gives people time to figure things out. Rent is affordable, and the cost of living is low compared to most of Europe. But here's the reality. Job opportunities for foreigners can be limited unless you work remotely or bring your own income. So again, this is not a just go and figure it out situation. You still need a source of income. Finally, Portugal. Portugal is often seen as affordable compared to Western Europe, but it's no longer as cheap as it used to be.
Rent has increased in cities like Lisbon and Porto, and competition has grown.
Yeah, I agree.
However, smaller towns are still more affordable, and the country offers structured pathways like digital nomad visas and residency options. But here's the honest truth. Portugal requires proof of income for most legal pathways. So if you don't have a stable income, it can be difficult to stay long term. So what's the real takeaway from all this? There is no cheap country that solves everything. Every option comes with trade-offs. Lower cost usually means fewer opportunities locally, which means you need to bring your own income or skill. And that's the part most videos don't tell you. The people who successfully relocate are not just looking for cheap places.
They are looking for realistic entry points to survive after they arrive.
So before you decide to move anywhere, ask yourself this: how will I sustain myself when I get there? Because that question matters more than the country itself. If you want more honest breakdowns like this, no hype, no false promises, then subscribe. Because on this channel, we focus on real relocation strategies that actually work, not just what sounds good online.